When chapman billies leave the street, and drouthy neighbours meet, as market days are wearing late and folk begin to tak the gate, while we sit boozing at the nappy, and getting fou and unca happy, we think na on the lang Scots miles, the mosses, watters, slaps and stiles that lie between us and our hame, where sits our sulky, sullen dame, gathering our brows like gathering storm, nursing our wrath to keep it warm. This truth found honest Tam o' Shanter, as he frae air ae nicht did canter. All there, wham ne'er a tune surpasses for honest men and bonny lasses. Now, Tam, hadst thou but been so wise as to my ain wife Kate's advice, she told thee weel thou was a skellum, a blethern, blustering, drunken blellum, that frae November to October, market day thou wasna sober. That ilka melder with a miller, thou sat as lang as thou hadst siller. That every nag was caught a shoe on, the smith and thee gat roaring fou on. That at the Lord's house, even on Sunday, thou drank wi' Kirkton Jean till Monday. She prophesied that later soon thou would be found deep drooned in Doon, or catched wi' warlocks in the mirk by Alloa's old haunted kirk. Ah, gentle dames, it gars me greet to think how mony counsels sweet, how mony lengthened sage advices the husband frae the wife despises. But to our tale. Market nicht, Tam had got planned to uncorrect, fast by an ingle bleezing finely, where roomin' swats did drank divinely. And at his elbow suitor Johnny, his ancient, trusty, drouthy crony, Tam lood him like a very brother. They'd been fou for weeks together. The nicht drave on with sangs and clatter, and aye the ale was growing better. The landlady and Tam grew gracious, with favour secret, sweet and precious. The suitor told his queerest stories, the landlord's laugh was ready chorus. The storm without micht rare and rustle, Tam didna mind the storm a whistle. Care, mad to see a man sae happy, e'en drooned himsel amang the nappy. His bees flee him wi' lades of treasure, the minutes winged their way with pleasure. Kings may be blessed, but Tam was glorious, o'er all the ills of life victorious. But pleasures are like the poppy's spread. You seize the flower, its bloom is shed. Or, like the snow falls in the river, a moment white, then melts forever. Or like the borealis race that flit ere ye can pint their place. Or like the rainbow's lovely form, vanishing amid the storm. Nae man can tither time nor tide. The hour approaches, Tam maun ride. That hour on Nicht's black arch, the keystane, that dreary hour, Tam mounts his beast in, and sick a nicht he taks the road in, as ne'er poor sinner was abroad in. The wind blew as 'twad blawn its last. The rattling showers rose on the blast. The speedy gleams the darkness swallowed, loud, deep and lang the thunder bellowed. That nicht, a child micht understand, the deil had business on his hand. We'll mount it on his grey mare Meg, I better never lift a leg. Tam skelp it on through dub and mire, despising wind and rain and fire. Whilst holding fast his good blue bonnet, whilst crooning o'er some old Scots sonnet, whilst glowering round with prudent cares, lest bogles catch him unawares. Kirkalloa was drawing nigh, where ghasts and hoolets nichtly cry. By this time he was crossed the ford, where in the snow the chapmen smoored, and past the birks and meikle stane, where drunken churly bracknecks been, and through the winds and by the cairn, where hunters fand the murdered bairn, and near the thorn, abin the well, where Mungo's mither hanged hersel. Before him, Doon pours all its floods. The doubling storm roars through the woods. The lightnings flash from pole to pole. Near and more near the thunders roll. When, glimmering through the groaning trees, Kirkalloa seemed in a blaze. Through ilka bore the beams were glancing, and loud resounded mirth and dancing. Inspiring bold, John Barleycorn, what dangers thou canst mak us scorn. With tippenny, we fear nae evil. We ushka be. We'll face the devil. The swat sae reamed in Tammy's noddle. Fair play, he cared nae deals a boddle. But Maggie stood, wrist sair astonished, till, by the heel and hand admonished, she ventured forward on the licht. And whoa, Tam saw an unco sight. Warlocks and witches in a dance, nae cotillion Brent knew for France, but hornpipes, jigs, strathspeys and reels put life and metal in their heels. A winnock bunker in the east, there sat old Nick in shape o' beast, a towsy tyke, black, grim and large. To gie them music was his charge, he screwed the pipes and gart them skirl, till roof and rafters all did dirl. Coffins stood round like open presses, that showed the dead in their last dresses, and by some devilish cantrip slecht each in its cold haunt held a licht, by which heroic Tam was able to note upon the haly table a murderer's banes and gibbet's irons. Twa span lang wee unchristened bairns. A thief new cut it for rape, wi' his last gasp his gab did gape. 5 tomahawks wi' blood red rusted, 5 scimitars wi' murder crusted, a garter which a babe had strangled, a knife a father's throat had mangled, whom his ain son no life bereft, the grey hairs yet stuck to the heft. Wi' mair, horrible and awful, which e'en to name would be unlawful. As Tammy glowered, amazed and curious, the mirth and fun grew fast and furious. The piper loud and louder blew, the dancers quick and quicker flew. They reeled, they set, they crossed, they clickit, till ilka carlin swat and reek it, and coosed her duddies to the work, and link it at it in her sark. Now Tam, oh Tam, had they been queens, all plump and strapping in their teens, their sarks instead of creasy flannin been snow-white 1700 linen. Their breeks o' mine, my only pair, that yince were plush o' good blue hair, I would have gi'n them half my hurdies for a blink o' the bonny birdies. But withered beldams, auld and droll, rigwiddy hags would spin a foal, louping and flinging on a crummock, so winner didna turn thy stomach. But Tam kent what was what fou brawly. There was a winsome wench in Whalley that nicht enlisted on the core, lang after Kent on Carrick shore for mony a beast to dead she shot, and perished mony a bonny boat, and shook baith meikle, corn and bear, and kept the countryside in fear. Her cutty sark o' Paisley harn, that while a lassie she had worn, in longitude though sorely scanty, 'twas her best, and she was vaunty. Ah, little kent thy reverend granny, that sark she coft for her wee nanny wi' 2 Scots, 'twas o' her riches, whenever graced a dance o' witches. But here my muse her wing maun cower, sick flichts are far beyond her power, to sing how Nanny lap and flang, a supple jad she was and strang, and how Tam stood like yin bewitched, and thocht his very een enriched. Even Satan glared and fidged fu fain, and hocht and blew wi' micht and main, till first day caper, syne another, Tam tint his reason altogether, and roars out, "Well done, Kitty Sark!" And in an instant all was dark. And scarcely had he Maggie rallied, when out the hellish legion sallied. As bees buzz out wi' angry fyke when plundering herds assail their bike, as open pussy's mortal foes when pop she starts before their nose, as eager runs the market crowd when Cash the thief resounds aloud, so Maggie runs the witch's folly when money and eldritch screech and holly. Now Tam, oh Tam, thou'll get thy fairn, In hell they'll roast thee like a hern. In vain thy Kate awaits thy coming. Kate's sin will be a woeful woman. Now do thy speedy utmost, Meg, and win the keystone of the brig. Thereat them thou thy tail may toss, a running stream they darena cross. But ere the keystone she can mak, the fiend a tail she had to shack, for Nanny, far before the rest, hard upon noble Maggie pressed, and flew at Tam with furious ettle. But little wist she Maggie's mettle, spring brocht off her Mr. Hale, but left behind her ain great tail. The carlin clocht her by the rump, and left poor Maggie scarce a stump. Now, wha this tale o' truth shall read, ilk man and mither's son, tak heed. Whene'er to drink ye are inclined, or cutty sarks run in your mind, think ye may buy the joys o'er dear. Remember Tam o' Shanter's mare,